I'm Jen, single mom, artist, and entrepreneur. This is my journey to building life by my design. Come along while Jen juggles it.
Hey friends. It's been an interesting couple of weeks. I've had some really great wins the last few weeks, but there's also been a fair amount of upheaval in my life and several things that have happened that make me want to talk about haters. We all know they're out there. We all know they exist. And they're going to find you. Oh, are they going to find you? I think there are two kinds of people in this world. Those who want to see you succeed and who will be your cheerleaders. And those who are miserable and want to pull you down to their level. And some days it seems there is no shortage of the second kind. I'm certainly not immune to them. I knew that would be the case. I have 3 small businesses. I've started this YouTube channel. So, by very nature, I have put myself out into the world in a way that means that people who are just looking to bring others down are going to come at me, right? Because that's life. That's what happens. But I don't have to allow it, right? You hear a lot of talk about cancel culture, but I gotta tell you, there is a lot to that that makes perfect sense to me. Like, this is my world. I get to design it however I want, right? I get to decide who gets to be in my life. I get to decide who I'm gonna spend my time with. I get to decide how I'm going to spend my time, period. So if something doesn't resonate with me, if someone doesn't resonate with me, I can choose not to be a part of that. And I think generations past have gotten that wrong. I'm in my 40s, so I grew up in an age where you were taught to just be nice. Just be nice. Keep your mouth shut, especially as a woman. Keep your mouth shut. Make nice. Do what makes other people happy. I'm just not that girl. It's not my job to make other people happy. It's my job to make me happy and to live my truth and to be who I want to be. And anybody who doesn't like that can just keep on scrolling. Right? Because some of you are going to really resonate with the things that I have to show and to talk about, and some of you aren't. And those that don't can keep on going. Because I got to tell you right now, I don't have room in my life for trolls. I don't have room in my life for trolls. I'm not going to handle it. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm just going to block it and move on. Because this is my space. This is my space. This is my life, and I get to decide it. So if something makes me uncomfortable, if something makes me unhappy, I don't have to keep looking at it, reading it, watching it, putting up with it. I have gotten ruthless the last few years on social media of just unfriending or unfollowing. It's not that I don't, that I wish those people ill or anything. But if I see someone in my feed and 9 out of 10 of their posts make me feel some kind of icky way, I don't need to keep seeing that. Why would I do that to myself? And it's not even about surrounding myself with some sort of toxic positivity, because that's not the goal. Life is real and raw and sad and happy and angry and all of those things. I'm not trying to eradicate unpleasant emotion from my life. But if all that someone brings to my life is unpleasant emotion, I can choose to not continue that relationship. And so can you. You can choose not to be treated a way that makes you uncomfortable. You can choose not to be treated in a way that makes you feel badly about yourself. And you can choose not to consume things, whether they be unhealthy food or unhealthy content, that don't serve you in some way. And you can choose to walk away from those friendships. And I'm going to say friendships with quotes, that don't serve you either. And when I say that don't serve you, I don't mean friendships that do something for you necessarily. I don't mean friends who, give you money or buy you things, but I mean friends who treat you a certain way, friends who are your cheerleaders, friends who root for you, friends who want you to win. Because if there are people in your life who aren't rooting for you, in fact, who are rooting for you to fail, who are rooting for you not to succeed, those aren't friends. And I promise you, when you ditch that, you'll find the good ones. They're out there. Sometimes you find them in the places you least expect to. I want to tell you a story. A couple of weeks ago, there's something loud going by. I think it's a helicopter. Okay, I think the worst of our background noise is gone. As I was saying, I want to tell you a little story. A couple of weeks ago, a friend of mine, we were talking on the phone, and she asked me if I had seen something on a Facebook page of one of my competitors. And I'm not even going to say which business, because it doesn't matter. And I said, no, I don't follow that person's page, so I wouldn't have seen it. And she said, well, you should go look at it, because I thought it was cool. So I pull up that person's page, and all I can see is their About page. I can't see their feed for their page, which tells me that that person has blocked me from seeing that feed, which is fine, whatever. But I found it interesting. If someone felt the need to block me from their business page, then theoretically that means they must feel in some way threatened by me, right? I am the least threatening person on the face of this planet. Like, really? Me? I don't know what you're worried about. I had a point to this story. What was my point? I guess my point was, you just never really know what's going on out in the world. You never really know what other people are thinking about you. And frankly, you probably don't want to know, right? Like, on one hand, finding out that I'd been blocked from someone's page actually made me feel good, because, well, I must be doing something right if that person finds me to be a threat, then I must be doing something right. It didn't affect me in any other way, though had I been in a different headspace, maybe it might have, right? Just like sometimes when I get a negative comment or something on one of my social media accounts or even on my YouTube channel, that it does affect me, because I'm a human being with real feelings. But there comes a point in life when you have to decide that certain things aren't going to affect you, that certain things are not going to derail your whole day and derail how you feel. Whether it's your ex raising hell over something with the kids, or a client that's angry about something that was out of your control, or whatever, In the end, you have to remind yourself, is this important enough to be worth letting it completely get to me and change my mood and my feelings about the world? Probably not. So when push comes to shove, remember, like I have to remind myself, that you get to curate your world. You are the artist. You get to decide what gets to hang on those gallery walls and what gets thrown in the freaking trash. Because it is not worth your headspace, your time, your emotion. So cheers to that. Cheers to reminding yourself to reframe the haters. Because the haters just mean that you are doing something damn right, or they wouldn't be there in the first place. I hope you have a beautiful, amazing, fabulous evening. I'm going to enjoy the rest of this wine. I'm going to turn my jets on high, and I'm going to go back to finding my zen. I hope you find yours. Lots of love, babes.